Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, November 10th. A very happy Veterans Day to everyone out there, especially this year as we have troops deployed all across this great world. How are you boys doing this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Veterans Day.
It is a Veterans Day. Most banks are closed. Not us. We are open.
Open for business. Ready for calls.
Oh, yeah. Getting ready for another open house weekend. Seems like for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been real streamlined on the type of loans we can offer buyers just because it's been such a seller's market. The tides of change are coming, boys. And one thing beautiful of real estate, if this market changes, we all know there's a couple different loan programs out there we can offer. One, let's touch on real quick, it being Veterans Day. Tom's wearing, looks like his green. Anthony's got his flag shirt on. I came unprepared. Let's talk about those VA loans, huh? Tommy?
Yeah. We got a great special we're running here for Veterans Day. So if we do offer the VA product. So one great thing about the VA product is you can do it minimum down. So that veteran could come out of pocket with no money at all, and they don't have to have a mortgage insurance with that loan. So we do offer great specials for our veterans. So that product being one of them.
Absolutely. Don't think you have to go to a company with the name America or Veteran or VA loan in the title. Most banks and lenders can do VA loans. And frankly, we see a lot of those big national companies out there charging our veterans way too much. So make sure you shop around to get that West Penn Financial VA estimate, because as Tom said, our VA costs are some of the best around, and we want to help and support our veterans get in the homes.
Yeah, and if they're getting seller's assistance, I mean, a majority of the time, there's a good chance that the veteran might actually get a check at closing for funds. So,
yeah, if you're a veteran and you think, man, I can't buy a home because I don't have the cash to close, we got you. Come give us a call. We will structure your loan so you can, like Anthony said, potentially get a check back at closing for some funds that you put into the transaction. So happy Veterans Day to every veteran out there. We appreciate your service, and thank you. Thank you. Moving on to another loan program, the main topic of today's episode that hasn't been around in the last couple years, which is crazy. Because if you went back to, Tom, when you started in this business, you know, probably FHA loans were about 50% of our business in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And now,
I think Big John used to call me FHA King. That's all I brought in there. So, yes, the FHA loan was one of the most prominent products when I did first start about 6 years ago now. And we used it all the time. We were able to get those first-time home buyer sellers assist on every single deal. Every single deal a short 6 years ago had sellers assist. So it is going to start to come back as these homes sit there, as the market evens out. And I really think that knowing the full scope of every product and knowing the seller assist that comes along with it is very beneficial to these realtors.
For sure. And it is, I mean, we've finally seen our first wave of the market, right? We kind of started low. We had a big boom. Now we've come down, and now we're waiting to go up again. The market is always shifting. And a lot of the times the market will dictate itself. It will dictate what gets accepted. It will dictate if buyers have to go over asking. It will dictate if buyers get seller assistance. When it's a hot market and there's a ton of buyers and no inventory, if you passed day one economics, supply and demand, you understand that that's going to cause prices to go up. Now, if supply is still the same and demand is dropping, not that the prices will drop, but that means buyers can negotiate a little bit more. So what that means is now we have other loan programs other than conventional loans to be offered, because we all know it. Buyers have been bent over the rail here for the last couple of years, not being able to negotiate anything. They had the just highest and best in 2 hours. Sell your firstborn to get into this house, because that's what it's going to take. And unfortunately, that's what buyers today forget about that market 2 years ago. Oh man, I'll wait for rates to come down. Okay, that may happen, and you may get a lower interest rate, but the housing prices are probably still going to increase, and you're going to have to fight for that house now. You're going to have to put in multiple offers. You're going to have to go in over asking. You're going to have to waive contingencies, things that aren't great for the buyer. So waiting in a hot market is not always the best idea. And FHA loans the last couple of years haven't been able to get their offers accepted, frankly, for some misconceptions. And I think that's what we're going to get into here today, to show FHA versus conventional. There shouldn't be a difference to a listing agent. It should be the same. It's a great program. We close them in the same amount of time. Our in-house underwriters can approve FHA and conventional loans. So let's get into why haven't we seen these loans in the last 4 years? And we're going to start with the first one, the most one we hear all the time. Anthony, you could start us off if you want. Biggest misconception: appraisal. Oh my God, I can't take this offer. This FHA appraiser is going to come in and they're going to just rip apart this house. Newsflash for everyone. Appraisers are under a ton of scrutiny. It doesn't matter what type of loan type it is. You might have issues. And go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a huge misconception as far as, the appraisal. And it's unfortunate because FHA and government loans are solid loans. They help more home buyers than conventional probably would. But in that scenario, as far as the appraisal, the main things they're looking out for is safety concerns. So, homes built before 1978, lead-based paint, chip paint, scraping paint. Usually it's a very minor thing. Usually the cost for the repairs that need done, unless it's just complete disarray of a property, are very minor. And it's unfortunate if that work just can't be done ahead of time, so that all loan programs can be looked at and accepted. Personally, I thought it was based on the best offer. And over the past couple of years, it was based on the best offer plus the program the client was coming in with. Steps without a railing, 3 or more steps without a railing, has to have a railing inside or out for safety. And then typically the roof has to at least show a 2-year life expectancy. Those are the 3 most common that I usually see, but across the board, the appraiser is going to do their due diligence to make sure that the appraisal is going to show good marketability, good value, as well as any safety issues or concerns are rectified prior to closing.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. I mean, they're great loans because they compete with the conventional 3% down, because it's only 3.5% down. And what a lot of the real estate agents don't see is FHA loans are better for buyers with a lower credit score. 1, the interest rate. 2, the mortgage insurance. Buyers with a lower credit score, under 700 on a conventional loan, might not even get an approval. So FHA might be their only chance. Or their mortgage insurance will be double, or their rate will be a whole percent higher. Like, there are reasons that FHA is better than conventional for buyers. It's not like us as a loan officer is just flipping a coin and deciding, hey, we're going to go with an FHA loan. And Tom, I'm going to go over these numbers real quick. If you have a buyer that has, I believe this was a 700 credit score. So even if it's a 700 credit score, But we hear all the time, right? Don't go FHA. That mortgage insurance is for the life of the loan, which right now, everyone is saying, the experts are saying, within 5 years, everyone is going to be able to refinance it if purchased in this higher interest rate time, right? Should be able to refinance in 5 years. So everyone that has purchased will be cutting these mortgages and starting a new one in 5 years. It's going to be more beneficial to them, hopefully. But so these are going to be gone. You're never going to have this mortgage, hopefully, right, for 30 years. Or in the future, you can refinance to the conventional. You're going to have the equity and you drop the mortgage insurance. Or if you have a conventional loan and you put 3% down, you're going to have mortgage insurance for 14 years if you don't refinance or if you don't ask for it to be removed.
I hear it all the time in these offices. I mean, that is an anti-sell to the buyers from the agent. They say, you don't want that FHA loan. See if you can get a conventional. That mortgage insurance lasts the life of the loan.
And here's the breakdown, Tom. Here's the breakdown for a 700 credit score buyer. The mortgage insurance is set for FHA. So if we have a $200,000 purchase price, it's about $88 a month for FHA. If that same buyer went conventional, it would be $159 a month. I mean, that's crazy. That's 70 some dollars more a month for a conventional loan, but that's things you don't see.
It's only 10 years though, Ryan, not 30.
Yeah. But so in that case, the FHA loan is going to be better for that buyer. And I haven't even got into the interest rate, where the interest rate isn't going to move as much on an FHA, depending on credit score. It's going to move more with the conventional. There are times that the FHA loan is a great option, not a great option, the best option for buyers. And we're not able to offer them that financing because the appraisal might have issues. Give me a break. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can offer it. It's just a matter of it not getting accepted whenever they put their offer in.
Right. I hear you. And then the biggest part of this, with all these changes, supposedly coming in our industry, there is one factor that FHA loans crush conventional on, and it's seller assistance. That's 6% seller assistance that, hey, 5 years ago, you could get no problem. Now, don't mention 6% seller assistance. It's like the devil sometimes. But it is there, and it's allowed to be asked for. So if things happen to change in the industry, you need some seller assistance. 6% on all FHA loans is pretty important.
Yeah, and we could use that assist money to pay for commissions. So it could benefit everybody all around all the time.
That assist money can be used for so much. We just have to get it put in the offer and get it accepted. So ask those sellers for seller assistance in those offers. I'm hearing there's a lot of, houses that are sitting now. So don't be afraid to ask for it. Worst they can say is no, or negotiate. All right, fellas, that's all I got. And
happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the vets.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend. See you on Tuesday.
See you guys.